The Banteay Chhmar Temple is a hidden jewel that lies deep in the Cambodian jungle. Engulfed by the rainforest, it's been forgotten by the rest of the world. For the local villagers, it remains a sacred place. 900 years of monsoon rains, looters, and war have taken a heavy toll on the temple. Yet even today, it's lost none of its magic.
Children, repeat after me. I pray that the temple will protect us all.
So Peng and his wife Srey Mom pay regular visits to the temple to pray. Their daughters have also been taught to respect Buddha from an early age. Both So Peng and Srey Mom are active within the village council for the restoration of the temple and the preservation of the traditional Khmer values. Srey Mom was born in the village.
I came to the temple for the first time as a child with my friends. It was very beautiful. Back then it was completely overgrown by plants and jungle. I wasn't aware of how important the temple was back then. I was just very happy to be here.
The residents of Banteay Chhmar are proud of their temple, a magical place full of wondrous tales. Before sunrise, the monks at the Banteay Chhmar monastery congregate for the first prayer session. A mantra keeps their mind from distraction, the meditative repetition of the sacred sutras taken from the ancient Theravada scriptures. And for the residents of Banteay Chhmar, the early morning chanting is their alarm clock. Starting at 4:30 a.m., prayers are relayed through loudspeakers to all corners of the village. Banteay Chhmar is home to a few thousand residents and is situated in a remote region of northern Cambodia, not far from the Thai border. Until a few years ago, there were no paved roads to the outside world. So Peng and his wife Srey Mom have lovingly created this traditional wooden house. The village now has electricity, but no drinking water from the tap. It needs to be collected from the property's private well. They grow coconuts, winter melons, and herbs for cooking in their garden, and are helped out by parents who also live in the house most of the time. Sray Mom grew up in humble surroundings. Her mother had a food stand, and even as a child, she'd help her by selling sweets. As a teenager, she couldn't wait to leave the village. But then she met So Peng. Her parents gave them a rice field and land to build a house on as a wedding present. So they stayed in the village.
My plan was to study in the city after leaving school and then find a job. I had enrolled to study English literature. But I didn't finish the course. My family had problems, so I returned to the village. My two brothers were also studying, and as it was a difficult time for the family, I decided back then to discontinue my studies.
Chicken feathers are used as a natural fertilizer. So Peng's great passion is gardening. Rice and cassava cultivation are the main source of income for the family. Recently, So Peng took on a part-time job as a temple guide for the few visitors who find their way to Banteay Chhmar. The temple belongs to the villagers, who don't want it to become a mass tourist attraction like the world-famous Angkor Wat. For almost 1,000 years, the stone temple guards here have kept a watchful eye. 4 bridges span the moat into the temple. The gods are enthroned on the left-hand side, the demons on the right. Even now, everyone follows the basic rule. Always walk in the middle of the path between good and evil to maintain spiritual balance. The village council meets once a week in the community centre, an obligatory date for all the volunteers. They discuss the restoration work of the temple, organise English lessons for the children, and find rooms with host families for guests who wish to learn about Khmer culture. So Peng is late, but makes it in time for the most important item on the agenda, the planning of Bonom Tuk. At the end of the rainy season, this water festival is celebrated throughout Cambodia, with a traditional rowing boat race as the highlight. The village council will proudly send their own team to compete.
People often ask us, where can you have a boat race in Banteay Chhmar? You don't have a river. But we have a moat at the temple. It's a good stretch for boat races, and we've used it for years. The whole world should know about it. It's special and also amusing. Okay, now, let's begin. Sray Mom, you first.
I have a question. Is the race just for men, or can women join in?
Maybe the village cooks.
Good idea, they could form their own team.
Let's choose the race committee first.
Stand up, So Peng and Pete Pai. You were the organizing committee for the boat race. Contact them if you want to know when training takes place.
The whole village is cleaning up for the event, which takes place in 3 weeks' time. The only asphalt road to the village is repaired, and the moat is dredged for the racecourse. During the rainy season, the moat gets clogged up with water lilies and weeds. They need to be cleared before training can take place.
We almost won in 2017, but ended up coming third. I really hope we win this year.
The temple complex has a geometric construction with 4 moats surrounding it. Banteay Chhmar was one of 5 major temples during the Khmer Empire in the 12th century. It had a library, meditation halls, and a healing center. The Tower of Faces presides over the complex. Each side has a smiling face to gaze in all 4 directions. Each smile symbolizes a different state of mind. Today, the ceremony of awakening the longboats takes place. Throughout the rainy season, they were safely stored in the monastery, where they're said to have been sleeping for several months. It's time now to rouse them for the race. During the string ritual, the spirits are asked if they agree to the boats being awakened. The villagers communicate their prayers through the string to the end of the boat. A burning candle symbolizes the process of awakening. The boat race is not just a competition, it's also about respecting local history. The slim racing boats are built the same way today as they were about 800 years ago when the Khmer army fought its legendary sea battles. The younger men carry the boat to the moat where it will be renovated over the coming days by the village elders. The women can only watch. However, Srey Mom consoles herself with the knowledge that the neighbouring village has a women's boat.
The women have created their own team and are competing in the 40 to 50 age group. They call themselves the Granny Gang, old but wild. Honey, do you think the village will win this year?
We'll do our best.
Maybe you'll finally win.
For many of the villagers, preparing for the Bon Om Tuk is one of the happiest times of the year. And at the end of a hard day's work, the gods and demons on the temple bridge ensure that the Banteay Chhmar villagers maintain a good, balanced frame of mind, just as they've done for the last 800 years. Those who don't have their own well collect water from the temple pond. Now and then a water truck delivers drinking water from house to house. Although the village celebrates tradition, Stray Mom has nothing against a little progress. Her Japanese moped makes life considerably easier, especially when shopping at the market, where people can buy everything with Thai currency that their family can't grow and harvest themselves.
How many baht was it last time?
85.
No, it wasn't. It was 75.
Okay.
Here's the money. Make it 70 or 60 is better.
All right, 70. Do you need fish?
Yes, choose a nice one.
You have enough money for this one.
Here's 15 baht.
Man, it's difficult doing business with you. It's tied up.
And give me some more pork. You know I come here often.
I might as well give you everything free.
Our expenses come to about $200 a month, but our income is usually less than that. I buy the daily essentials here and enjoy going into town when I can go for a walk and get out of the village for a while.
Stray Mom had almost given up hope of finding work for herself when she saw that the local village school was advertising a teaching position, so she applied. It would be her dream job. So Peng, who's responsible for the garden and the fields, has always supported his wife's desire to work professionally. In rural Cambodia, that's not always a given. Stray Mom's mother grew up during the Khmer Rouge reign of terror. Even today, she can't read or write, as education was considered unnecessary by the communist rulers. Fortunately, the younger generation only know about this period of genocide from history books. So Peng and his friend Mao Si, the president of the village council, want to see how the temple restoration is proceeding. During the turmoil of the Cambodian Civil War in the 1970s, many temple treasures and statues were looted or destroyed. Despite the losses, there have been some successful reclamations. This temple guard made of sandstone was recently pulled out of the moat by the villagers. It's been restored and returned to its post. The villagers are particularly proud of the reconstructed temple front. A sandstone relief of almost 200 meters depicts the story of the Khmer king Jayavaraman VII. The temple is dedicated to his son, who died in battle here. Immortalized in sandstone are the wars between the Khmer and the Cham, two great historical powers that were locked in eternal dispute. The relief also depicts the origin of today's boat races.
It shows a naval battle which Jayvaraman VII fought against the Cham. Here you can see the royal boat. Between 1177 and 1181, the king fought this war before finally defeating the Cham. And to commemorate the glorious victory, he organized the first boat race. This also enabled him to find strong rowers who were always needed in the navy. Nowadays, we do the boat races for fun. We don't need Marines anymore.
Entering the temple is like entering another world, a mystical and magical place that radiates tranquility. Each visit for Sopeng and Mao Si is unique. There's always something new to discover and experience. The huge sandstone blocks were transported here 800 years ago on rafts. Elephants and oxen were used on site during construction, a feat of logistics. Jayvaraman VII built the temple in the 12th century as a second center of power after Angkor. Visitors today are captivated by the magic of this rediscovered world. The Temple of Banteay Chhmar originally served as a religious center for both Buddhists and Hindus, a multi-religious temple. The back of the temple is under restoration. The outer wall is being reconstructed by piecing thousands of relief remains together, a huge puzzle that will take decades to complete. Archaeologists and Khmer experts have developed computer models to help with this. They've also retrained rice farmers from the village as stonemasons. The sandstone blocks need to be fitted together with millimeter precision.
This work makes us Cambodians proud. In the past, restorations were only done by foreigners. When Cambodians came here, all they saw was rubble. Now, when they come back, they'll see a restored temple wall standing again and say, "Wow, that's great." They won't believe that we Cambodians did it all ourselves.
The plan is not to completely rebuild the huge temple, which would be a mammoth task, but to conserve the reliefs of artistic historical value and secure the structure to prevent further decay. Next to the rear exit sits the 32-armed Bodhisattva, the Buddha of eternal compassion.
The temple gives me work as a guide, and it's also where I come to pray. I ask for well-being and happiness for my family, my country, and for my friends.
Shortly before the water festival comes the start of the wedding season. The spectacular Khmer temple is a favorite location for photographers and couples getting married. Banteay Chhmar temple has again become the spiritual center for the surrounding region, as well as being a hub of social life.
Smile. I want beautiful smiles. And again.
There are just under 2 weeks until Bon Om Tuk. The longboats are being prepared for the traditional race.
Let's take a look. Hey, Chief, should I scrape here?
No, you don't need to.
What about here? Like this, right?
It's damaged here. And here as well.
The boat also gets a new coat of paint. The oldest person in the village does this himself.
In the weeks leading up to the festivities, I fix up the boat. She's old. Grandpa and I take care of the boat alone. We seal the joints. The young people should just enjoy themselves. In the old days, we didn't have such a nice boat. We paddled sitting in a big old cauldron. We do this work so that the youth learn about traditions and continue to practice them.
It's still a few days before the festival begins, but the fair and its entourage have already arrived in the village. It's a special and exciting time of year for the family and the entire village. Until recently, the village didn't even have electricity, so the rides and neon lights emphasize the connection to the modern world. Sray Mom and So Peng are aware that it won't be easy to keep their daughters in the village. Many young Cambodians are attracted to what's thought to be an easier life in the cities. It's therefore important to make village life more appealing and ensure that children don't grow up in poverty. They need to receive an education and job training, and to be able to make a life for themselves in the countryside if they wish to. Sray Mom's personal dream has come true. She got the job at the village school. It's only part-time and as a preschool teacher, but that doesn't matter. She's finally doing what she always wanted to.
Everyone stand one arm's length behind the other. Now you can slowly enter the classroom, step by step and slowly.
It's Sray Mom's second day at work and everything is still a little unfamiliar, both for the teacher as well as the children, some of whom are accompanied by their grandmothers. Preschool lets the children get used to the school routine, to stand them in good stead for first grade.
This is still on the board from yesterday.
School is compulsory in Cambodia, but some parents can't afford the school uniforms, or they need their children to help them in the rice fields. In Banteay Chhmar, the village community tries to ensure that everyone at least completes elementary school. The curriculum for this month is to learn the Khmer script, numbers from 1 to 10, and some basic rules of conduct.
Education is very important, especially for children in rural areas. The little ones don't really know how to politely say hello and goodbye. When they start first grade, they have to be able to do that. That's my job as a preschool teacher. And parents are also happy when their children come home having learned how to be polite and respectful. And for me, it's a nice feeling that I can contribute to the family's income with my own salary.
Today, So Peng is helping his elderly neighbour, Mr. May Yang.
Hello, how are you?
Good, thank you.
I've come to help carry the rice bags.
Good, they have to go to the rice mill. Can you manage?
Put it on my shoulder.
It's quite heavy.
No problem.
You okay?
Yes, hold the oxen, please.
Mr. Mayang is one of the few remaining farmers who still uses an ox and cart. His grandchildren sometimes join him for short trips. Only 3 days until the celebrations. The scouts perform a guard of honor as the racing boats are about to be launched. The ritual needs to be performed with the appropriate dignity.
Can you leave me some holy water?
Here you go.
Okay, that's enough. Thank you very much.
The moment of truth. Has the repair work been successful, or will the boat leak?
Give him a paddle.
Make sure it doesn't fall in.
The good news is that the repairs are holding, but there won't be any training today. 13 rowers are missing, and most of the village council are at work in the fields. So Peng also has another appointment today. As the Bon Om Tuk Water Festival approaches, some foreign visitors have arrived in Banteay Chhmar, and So Peng has been asked to be a guide for a couple from England. He explains the bas-relief on the wall, which portrays day-to-day life during the Khmer Empire.
And this is the activity in the palace. You could see like that represented as the king and the queens, the concubines, yes.
Yeah.
And Jayavaraman VII, he got 2 queens.
Only 2.
Yeah, you too.
Only 2.
Only 2. Yeah.
Both of the queens very strong women. Yeah.
A little shower doesn't dampen So Peng's enthusiasm. He enjoys sharing the temple's secrets with foreigners. About 2,000 travellers find their way each year to Banteay Chhmar, the forgotten temple of Cambodia. And whatever the weather, it's easy to succumb to the magic of the temple.
It's very peaceful. It's wet, but it's very peaceful, and you feel as if you're getting away from all this mass tourism. Because sometimes in some of the temples, like Angkor Wat, is crazy. So many people there.
Don't you feel is it your private temple?
At the moment, it probably is. Yeah.
Yeah, your
Yes,
private temple.
Private temple, yes.
Feel a bit like Indiana Jones at the moment.
Bon Om Tuk, the great water festival, has arrived at last, and there's a buzz of excitement here in Banteay Chhmar. Word has spread about the boat race, the only one in Cambodia taking place on a temple moat. Everyone in Sopeng's village council team has turned up, and although there was no real team training, expectation is high.
Okay, you all remember what to do?
We all need to paddle in rhythm.
We will win today, 100%. Our tactic is to place the strong paddlers in the front. They have more stamina and don't lose the strength in their arms so quickly. What's important are the people right at the front and right at the back. The ones at the front provide the rhythm and the rowers behind follow. If those at the front start slacking, then the others lose their rhythm and you lose the race. It's essential to keep the rhythm.
The competition is formidable. School and student teams have turned up, as well as a team from the Cambodian army. The chief of police personally ensures that the local political dignitaries are escorted to their seats. The monks pray one last time for a happy race. The teams use the same two boats. Whoever loses the round is eliminated. It's crunch time for the village team as they position themselves at the starting line right in front of the temple bridge. It's just moments to go. Of course, Srey Mom is also at the moat to cheer on her husband.
Are you ready? 3, 2, 1.
In the opposing boat are the students, and they got off to a much better start. The council boat struggles to find a rhythm. The student team wins by almost 2 boat lengths. A decisive defeat.
We lost. But even though we were defeated, it was great fun anyway. The important thing is that we competed together as a village community and continue the traditions of Bon Om Tuk in Banteay Chhmar. Bon Om Tuk is a day that fills our entire nation with pride because we remember King Jayavarman VII and his historic victory. So we're also proud to have rowed today. Winning is not everything. The important thing is that everyone has fun.
And then it's time for the village council to perform the customary losers dance, a fun tradition that ensures nobody leaves the water festival in a bad mood. And who knows, maybe they will have better luck at the next boat race during Bon Om Tuk, the great water festival in Banteay Chhmar.